Now, Diesel is a brand that has been consistently putting out fragrances. Of course, some of the more popular fragrances are Only the Brave and Fuel for Life even got a bit of attention several years ago. I happen to own both of those fragrances. In 2022, they just released a brand new fragrance. This one is called D. A very simple, very cool looking bottle that fits pretty well in the hands, as a matter of fact. And I do like the presentation of it. So this fragrance is very simple: lavender, vanilla, and ginger. I'm excited to give you my thoughts on the smell and tell you all about it, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's video and I tell you all about this fragrance, the smell, the notes, the performance, the perfumers, longevity, so on and so forth, I want to start things off by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell icon so you could be notified whenever I do upload future videos to the channel. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you take something of value from today's episode. You don't have to, but it would really mean a lot to me. So here's a fragrance composed by Shyamala Mason-Dew, Louise Turner, and a third perfumer whose name I won't attempt to pronounce for the fear of butchering it. This fragrance is the brand new men's flagship release by the brand Diesel, and it's a standalone fragrance. It's not a flanker of anything. It is an original creation, and it's simply called D. And the bottle for it is pretty cool. It kind of has like this warped, modified appearance, and the glass is completely transparent. The juice has like a pale color to it, and it's a very simple composition. Now, when you look on the box, it says vanilla infusion and Diva Lavender Heart sustainably sourced. So it makes no mention of the note of ginger, which is an ingredient that I happen to see online. In any case, with it having vanilla and lavender, is this going to be a gourmand? Because of the presence of vanilla, is it going to be an aromatic fragrance? I'm going to tell you all of that stuff, let you know what I think about it. Let's start things off with the presentation. So when you first spray this fragrance on, you are going to get the lavender. So the lavender in here, and of course lavender can go a few different directions when it comes to fragrances. You have some really natural smelling lavender perfumes out there. One that I always reference is Caron pour un homme. You also have Eau Noire by Christian Dior, the original Francis Kurkdjian composition. There's a lot of fragrances where the moment you smell it, you think to yourself, oh, that's lavender, right? And that's not what you're gonna get in this fragrance, unfortunately. So the lavender that's in here is a little bit more on the generic side of things, for lack of a better phrase. However, that's not necessarily a bad thing. There are a lot of people who actually find the smell of natural lavender to be a little bit too astringent, to be a little bit too abrasive even. So this has a certain smooth quality that I think is established by the more designer tier iterations of lavender. If you want a better idea of what I'm talking about, think about Mont Blanc Legend. That's the kind of lavender that you're gonna get in here. But the funny thing is, I'm not getting solely lavender. I am getting some other aromatic ingredients in here, namely clary sage. So I think there's a lot more to the note breakdown than what is revealed by the brand. So it does have this aromatic heart, and it immediately puts me in the mindset of the types of fragrances that would be enjoyed by a young professional gentleman in this decade. Now, the vanilla. Let's talk about it a little bit. The vanilla that's in here, is it overly gourmand and boozy and thick and syrupy and delicious and resinous? No, it's not. But it's in here, and you do smell the vanilla. It adds a nice bit of sweetness to the fragrance, but had somebody put tonka bean in the base instead of vanilla in terms of the note breakdown, I would have been just as convinced. You know, tonka bean is an ingredient that has a vanillic overtone. So, you know, take it or leave it. It could smell like vanilla to some people, tonka bean to others. And I'm talking about this fragrance, by the way. For me, it just smells kind of sweet, kind of creamy. It has this warm, slightly sweet conclusion. Nothing overly strong or anything like that. In the opening, I did get this sort of nondescript freshness from the fragrance. Could have certainly be coming from, you know, bergamot or a touch of lemon or whatever else. And of course, it's synthetic aroma molecules that are contributing to that citrusy introduction. And of course, I saw ginger as a note online, and I'm not getting anything too sharp or gingery. It's nothing like a Dior Sport. There are certainly fragrances out there that have an overdose of ginger, and you're not going to get that from this fragrance. The best way that I can describe it, it's almost like a sweeter Mont Blanc Legend. So imagine that fragrance, or Fierce by Abercrombie & Fitch, but you add this undertone of vanilla or tonka bean if you want to subscribe to that note. So it's a nice fragrance. It's pleasant. It's very easygoing. It definitely has this aromatic appeal to it that I think is going to stand out in a very pleasant way. But it also has like this warm and playful personality about it too. So it's a fragrance that, yes, you can wear it casually, but on account of that touch of sweetness and that professional lavender vibe that's in here, I can see this one working pretty well in an office environment or even on a date or something like that. It definitely comes across youthful, a little flirty, a little playful, doesn't take itself too seriously, but it knows how to be serious when it's warranted. So I find it to be versatile in that regard, and in my opinion, that's a good thing. Now, if you're looking for like a really high quality lavender fragrance, there's a lot of other options on the market that I would encourage you to explore. And of course, if you're looking for a really nice vanilla fragrance, I know there's a lot of brands. I know Indult is a great vanilla fragrance. Spiritu Double Vanille by Guerlain is an amazing vanilla that's been touted as one of the best for many years now. So certainly, if you're looking for a more amplified or more natural expression of some of the notes within this note breakdown, you'll find it with other fragrances. However, if you're just looking for a slightly sweet, clean, well-groomed lavender and aromatic fragrance, I think you'll find that with Diesel D. Personally, I do like this fragrance. I can't comfortably say that I love this fragrance. I think it has a lot of really nice things going for it, and I do suspect that it's going to do well given its mass appeal, and yes, it'll probably land you a few compliments. For me, it doesn't push any boundaries. It doesn't do anything super different or avant-garde. Like I said, it kind of smells like a sweeter Mont Blanc Legend. So if you can envision that, I think you'll more or less have a pretty clear idea of what this smells like. But of course, at the end of the day, I always invite you to be your own judge. Let your nose do the talking, metaphorically speaking. Go out there, try it for yourself, see if you like it. For me, it was a blind buy because I knew I was going to review it, but I hope you took something of value from this video. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. Now, first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell is actually pretty unique. It's very pleasant. Like I said, it might get you a few compliments. And I do find that, you know, while a lot of the ingredients don't smell overly natural or anything like that, it is pieced together in a very nice way, the way that these perfumers know how to do, and I think they're all really talented at what they do. Longevity for this one is going to give you about 7 hours. The projection on this one was good for the first hour of application, about an elbow's length. It became an elbow's length scent right around hour 3.5, hour 4. Versatility on this one, I think this is great for any season, any occasion, so it's actually very versatile. I can also see this one being fairly unisex as well, but because of a lot of those aromatic components, I can see people arguing that this one is perhaps a bit more masculine, and I'm not going to debate them. And in terms of the presentation, I think the presentation is really, really cool. Who knows? In due time, we'll probably have Diesel D Eau de Parfum, and then we'll have a Parfum version, and then we might have a by night version. Who knows? But in any case, I think it smells very pleasant. I think it's a very easy fragrance to recommend, especially if you wait a few months and the price happens to drop, or you find it on like some secondhand retailer or something. I think it's a solid fragrance to check out. It didn't wow me, but I do think that it will cater to a very large audience. There you have it, ladies and gents. That was my review of D by Diesel. If you own or have tried this fragrance, let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Do you have a favorite Diesel fragrance? Leave a comment down below. Always interested in hearing your thoughts. Also, please don't forget to support the channel by subscribing to it. If you learned something in this video, hit the bell so you could be notified whenever I do upload these daily videos, and give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.